welcome to my channel. Now I wanted to make this video just to say a few things about what was going on, what type of person I am, and generally a bit of a review about the camera as well, and even a bit about my car. Now the first thing I wanted to do is apologise for the previous compilation that I'll be posting today. I've been unwell and not been driving anywhere, and not having a driving job kind of means that I can't do it that often, so I can only apologise. The other thing as I wanted to say is that I'll be on holiday for the most back end of August, which will be a driving holiday all the way down to Greece. However, not in this car, and I've been forbidden from using the dash cam due to various European laws, such as Albania, where it is actually completely illegal to use the dash cam. I think the fine's like €100,000 off the top of my head. So I will be trying to do bits on the video for following that, but I can't guarantee anything. So I'll see what I can create for that video for that Saturday. The other thing I wanted to say was how to pronounce my username. My username is Necketh, or Neck Earth, as I want to pronounce it. The history of that is about 25 years ago. I created a wargaming character for Warhammer 40,000, and the name's stuck ever since, and it's been my gamer tag ever since. So, in the case of my dash cam, I'd like to quickly show you my setup. I'll just turn it around. Now, as I believe as Mikey Smith has already said, it's hidden away by the rearview mirror. I'm taking it off for the time being. One good thing about Persia cars is that they do come off quite easily, as I once found out when it fell out when I was driving along. So I've got the camera cables already set up and set along the side, which is generally quite well hidden away. Now I've got an ePrance Mini 0805, and I don't have the 06, and I've had it now for about a year and a half. And apart from a few problems, it has generally been a very good camera, as you've seen in the previous compilations, which the quality has always been great, actually. I think you can get it up to 1296p at 30 frames a second, but it's currently set up at 1080p at 45 frames per second. So in terms of the quality, I've got no qualms about it. There is a bit of glare, but the only way I could probably do that is to get some black velvet over the dashboard, which I'm not exactly fussed about. And well, it's also got the GPS, which obviously you've seen in the videos, which gives you GPS location, tracks it, and gives you the miles per hour. Generally, you could probably do without the miles per hour, but it's useful nonetheless. So quality is fantastic. The microphone is actually much better than my action camera, which I'll show in a second. You can be driving along, and it's great. And it's a great little camera. I'll turn the camera back around to me. So it's been a great little camera. Now, the problems with it is, I've always got to give the cons, and I can be quite a negative person when it comes towards that. But it can sometimes get into this weird loop where it's like 13 seconds long, and then it might miss out the next 5-10 seconds. You can sort of solve that, and I will show you quickly how to do that. To the issue. So as you can see, I've just turned my engine on to the ignition on, and it started to record. Now that might necessarily stick on for the next 12 seconds. There you go, it's just turned itself off. So the easiest way is press record again, turn it off again, wait for that circle, and turn it back on again. Now that should solve it. Now the other thing is that, well, it shows that that's the GPS is working, shows that the car's plugged in, shows that the microphone's turned on. You can turn off the microphone for that with that button if you need to. I generally prefer the microphone on, but that's me. Now you can mess around with the exposure values. I've not done that, so I might be able to get rid of the exposure from the dashboard. I might have to try that. It might be a bit more work than it's necessary. In terms of options, probably helps if turning it off. So once it's done that, you hold the button down and you go through resolution, quality, photo size, photo quality, A meter, ADS calibration, no idea, flicker, white balance, EV, recycle, so I'm guessing you might be able to turn the wiping previous content over, motion detect, I've not got it turned on, that's me, time setup, auto power off screen, stamp, which would be the user number, the license plate number and such, which I've got set to Neketh. GPS stamp, velocity stamp, a NTSC, I don't know, G sensor, GPS, speed unit, language, default setting. Format would just format the SD card, which I generally will do, and you can also update the camera as well. You can also view the camera, the previous footage. However, there is no option to fast forward the sections that I can see. You can also use that, press it again for the photos if you've taken any. And generally, it has been a great little dash cam. I'll put it back to me again. It has actually been a very nice little dash cam. So I would recommend it. I think I got it for £90, but I believe since then it's gone as low as £60. Thank you. So they are reasonably cheap. I'd still prefer one with a rear-facing camera, but that's more for a YouTube point of view rather than my own safety point of view. I still think that in any situation you should just be usable with. It should be lawful with a front-facing camera. I also think, given the next few years, we'll probably have cars that have dash cams as a mod, as an option. But we'll see how that one goes. Now, onto the car itself. Now, I've had this car for just about 3 years now. And I've had it since about 82,000 miles. So I've done about 20,000 miles in 3 years, which is fair enough. And it has been a great little car. It's a Peugeot 207 1.4 diesel. So it's about 70 horsepower, and that's my biggest concern, the fact that it's only got 70 horsepower. As I'd prefer if it did have more powerful. Now, you can get the 1.6 that has about 90 and 110 horsepower, which is the same fuel efficiency as the 1.4 and the same road tax. If I'd have known that, I might have looked around it for, but this car was available there and then. And in terms of a car, it is quite good, and I don't understand the bit of bashing towards Peugeots. Everything's pretty well set up. The steering, that's good enough. The space inside is probably equivalent to a class bigger hatchback. I mean, I'm about 6 foot tall, and I can sit quite well. And my friend, who is about 6'2", can sit behind me in quite comfort as well. So, it kind of says that there's quite a bit of space in the car as well. So, in terms of the car, I've not spent that much. Now, I will also say that the gearbox is about as spongy as anything else, and that's, if you hear the whining noise in the videos, I believe it is the gearbox. We don't know for certain it's the gearbox, but it seems to be that, and it's been driven now for about 5,000 miles with that whirring noise. So it's not a great issue, but it's a very big annoyance. All the things I will say about the Peugeot 207 is that I would upgrade the tyres. I've got Michelin Energy Savers, which have so much more grip than the tyres that came with the car. Twice I was driving along, turned the steering wheel, and the car kept going forward. But then I upgraded to the Michelin Engine Savers, been great ever since, and it's put my faith back in the car. But beyond that, I've no other qualms about the car. I could do it more powerful, but that's me. So I would recommend the 207 if you can come across one. The 1.4 diesel is quite nice, as I said. Well, very economical. £30 a year road tax. It keeps going. Ideally, though, get the 1.6 diesel. As they are basically the same They are the same efficiency and road tax, but more powerful. I'm still wanting to get another car, and I'm open to suggestions, as I always will be, as I've kind of written off a lot of other cars. Also, in the case of this channel, I would like to try and do things that aren't dashcam only. Now, I understand that it may look like I'll be trying to copy dashcam Bristol. In terms of what he's been doing, I noticed he's done like Surgeon Simulator, and I think he's done other ones like, what's it, something about a drawing program with his wife. There you go. But I do want to try and get into more videos, but more gaming videos. But because of my work, I can't always do that. So you may see some gaming videos on the channel. Now, I'd also like to show you the action camera that I've been using. Now, it's Campark Extreme I Plus Ultra HD for 4K, and I don't think it's strictly 4K. I think it's like 3800 or something along those lines, which makes it strictly not 4K, but you can't really tell. I've already said this before. The microphone sucks. The dashcam microphone is much better. In fact, if I had the choice, I'd probably put the microphone into this, but hey ho, this is worth £40 with a lot of extras. So the quality is there. The only thing I will say is I've had to use an old parking ticket in order to make it more stable. Now hopefully while I'm on holiday this will be used a lot, and you might be able to sneak a few videos while driving along the way, but I may also use my camera on my phone as well, which may be, I'd probably say it's about similar to this. In fact, my phone is a Samsung S6. It's capable of doing 4K video, but I'd much prefer it at 1080p because it can do 60 frames a second, which it's doing at the moment. But in terms of the camera, it actually has been quite good. I've also used it alongside a grip as well, which I'm currently using for the phone to record this. Hey, the sun's come out. Now, the reason why I wanted to buy this was mostly for the holiday. I can use it if I decide to go swimming, for dash cams, any bit of randomness. But I think in terms of talking videos such as this, I'll continue to use the phone. But for £40, I can't really complain, although I will add it has got a 128GB SD card, which is worth as much as the camera itself. But I'm sure I think the world is your oyster when you come around to the action cameras. There is so many you can get. I believe that is everything. I'd like to say a massive thank you to Welsh Drive and Driving Derby, because they have been supporting my channel for a lot. I'd also like to say thank you to the regular commenters and viewers as well. I think currently I have just under 50 subscribers. More than I thought I would get, but hey. I'd also like to say this is the first time I've really been talking in front of the camera, so I'd like to see if there's any opinions and such like that. I know I'm not the prettiest face in the toolbox, but I'm trying my best. I don't think my voice is perhaps the best for the camera, but again, that's up to you, the viewers, to decide. So, yeah, again, I would like to say I apologise for the shortness of the previous compilation that I've just done, which I think will be 12. As I said, I've been unwell, I've not been driving, and the next compilation that might be shorter as well, as I should be back in the UK at the start of September. So there will be a compilation, but don't expect it to be a long compilation, unfortunately. And I think that is everything off the top of my head. If I forget anything, I apologise. But until next time, goodbye.